Hi there, this is a beautiful day. It's 75 degrees, which I think is the warmest I've felt here. And the sky is a beautiful dark blue, and there is no evidence of geoengineering today, which is like fantastic. I was also looking at the forest. I took a hike today and got up fairly high on the valley side, the west side of the valley, which is Dunsmuir. It was a great hike. It was about an hour-long hike that I did. I got this incredible view, got some photos of Mount Shasta, gorgeous mountain, and hardly any cloud. I mean, there was like one little tiny wispy cloud. So it's been a fantastic day, got a lot of exercise. I went dancing last night, so it's been good. At the same time, I want to talk a little bit about Waco, Texas. The whole thing back in 1993, where something like 87 people died during a horrible event where the FBI went in. I mean, the whole thing started out with ATF killing people. It's like insane. And what's horrible about this whole thing, this whole tragedy, because all these children died, something like 25 children died, is that the way the government and the press, the mainstream media painted it was that these were a bunch of lunatics, crazies, religious lunatics that they were abusing children, just horrible lies, actually. And I've been doing some research, investigating what actually happened. There are a lot of evidence that shows that the FBI hid evidence, got rid of evidence, lied in certain instances. There's just so much to go through, and I'm going to be putting it on my website. It's not my website, actually. It's a community site. But it's disheartening. I mean, this was where they used tanks. They used the military. There is a law, posse comitatus, which basically says that you cannot use the military against civilians in this country. But they did. Of course, it was hidden, but you can clearly see helicopters that were marked military. They used tanks against civilians. It's just, it's hard for me to talk about it. I'm going to be showing several videos on the community site that I have. One of the videos, which is really wonderful, is there was a survivor. There were several survivors, but one in particular who wrote a book called A Place Called Waco, and a survivor's story. And he talks about himself, how he became a part of this community. And it was a community, and it was a wonderful community. I mean, they studied the Bible. They were not lunatics. They were peaceful, wonderful people that were just going about their lives. And the ATF came in, guns blazing, with helicopters firing. I mean, it was insane. I mean, they had a knock search warrant. So what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to knock on the door, show them the search warrant, and then search the premises. But instead, they went in with guns blazing, and they immediately killed like 6 people. And of course, the people didn't know what was going on. I mean, they were being attacked, and they fought back. So that's what began the siege, and then the FBI took over, and then it was a 51-day siege that ended in this this fire that destroyed everything. But there's a whole lot more to the story, so I'm not going to share everything here. But I did want to share that. I think Waco was one of those incidents that was the beginning of this awakening. I didn't know much about it other than, what I heard on the news. But as I do my research and I go deeper and deeper into history, and history is always painted by the victors. And of course, in this case, the victors are the government. And you think that the government is for us, it's by us, it's that we are the government, but that's not true. And so I just want to urge you to care, to actually care about the truth, to care about what's going on in the world, and care enough to find out what's actually going on. Because there is a lot of evil that's going on in the world that we don't know about. And if we knew about it, maybe we'd do something about it. But at the very least, we need to acknowledge what is going on in the world and do something about it. And at the very least, much as Gandhi did in India, was nonviolent movement, a nonviolent way of waking up the people and refusing to comply with whatever the rules happen to be. So I just needed to say something about Waco, because I've been spending some hours listening to people talk about it. People that researched it, people that were there, people that are starting to come forward from the FBI and the ATF, some whistleblowers. So, thank you for listening. Sorry about the downer, but this history needs to be revealed. People need to find out. So, thank you for listening, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow.